You're watching the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN+. Good afternoon and welcome to Abilene, Texas, where two West Texas foes face off here this afternoon. The Abilene Christian Wildcats hosting the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Welcome to Pauley Wells Field. I'm Jaden West alongside Kason Higgins. And Kason, Abilene Christian gets to host one of the hottest teams in the nation, the #2 ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Well, the Texas Tech is playing their best softball right now, atop the Big 12 in the standings. They're trying to push their winning streak to double digits today. Should be a really fun one.
Take a look at our impact players for this afternoon's ball game. For the Red Raiders, Mia Williams. She can slug it really well. She leads the team in a bunch of categories. What do you expect to see from her?
Well, she is a great softball player through and through. The transfer from Florida is batting .412 in Big 12 play. She has 12 doubles, which ranks 14th in the country nationally. She just does a whole lot of things well for the Texas Tech team.
Take a look at the other side of the field. In the other dugout, it's Ari Maxwell for the Wildcats. She leads the team in doubles, RBIs, home runs, kind of the power hitter on this Wildcat team. What do you expect from her?
Well, just a sophomore from Edmond, Oklahoma. She makes a huge impact for this team. Slugging .848 so far in her last 10. She plays all across the outfield for Coach Coons. Very valuable player and will be really important if ACU wants to upset today.
Absolutely. We've got a third member of our team standing on the other side of the field. We'll send it to him now. Josiah.
Thanks, guys. The Red Raiders stayed at the #2 spot in the NFCA poll this morning, falling 5 places short of overtaking that top spot. They come to Abilene as one of the best teams in the country and also a team that's undefeated on the road. The Wildcats have been tested this season, facing 5 opponents currently ranked in the top 15, including an earlier trip to Lubbock to take on Texas Tech. ACU has seen this level before, and head coach Joe Coons said yesterday that her team is not afraid at this point. It's another game and another chance to get better. The Red Raiders will be welcomed by a packed house tonight as this matchup is officially sold out with only standing room remaining. Tonight's the Wildcats get another shot against one of the nation's best. And under the lights in front of a sold-out crowd, the Red Raiders will look to extend their winning streak into double digits as they chase a 10th straight victory. Guys, back to you.
Well, thanks, Josiah. First pitch coming up right around the corner when we come back here on ESPN+. Back here in Abilene, Texas. First pitch coming up between the Wildcats and the Red Raiders here on this Tuesday afternoon. We welcome you inside Pauley Wells Field. Beautiful day for some softball, about 85 degrees. Pretty strong wind though, 16 miles an hour out of the southwest. Blowing out towards right field here at Pauley Wells Field. National anthem has been sung, and we're ready for first pitch between the Red Raiders and the Wildcats. Jaden West alongside Kaysen Higgins here with you this afternoon. Get us started here today. We'll take a look at the lineup for the Red Raiders. To get things started here in the top of the first, it'll be Mia Davis, followed by Caitlin Terry and Mia Williams. Jackie Liss bats cleanup, Taylor Panel behind her. Jasmine Burns, Desiree Spearman, Haley Toney, and Lauren Allred wrap things up for this Red Raider lineup. It's been a good lineup all season, Kaysen, and expect nothing less here this afternoon.
Well, yeah, in the 2-hole, you have Caitlin Terry. She's our starter for today, a 1.86 ERA, who's also hitting .534 on the season. Had a no-hitter earlier in February. I mean, what can she do, Jaden?
Yeah, this lineup is stacked top to bottom. Leading the team in average is Caitlin Terry, like you mentioned, batting above 500, but they're number 3 in scoring in the nation, number 5 in ERA, and number 1 in the conference in fielding percentage. Speaking of fielding, let's look at the Wildcat defense in the outfield. Arguello, Escobedo Lepardo, and Maxwell make up your outfield. Emily Romero playing the hot corner with Savannah Crocker to her left at short. Emerson Meggers plays second base. Jaden Dawson over at first. Behind the dish is Audrey Lacina, and Leah Meyer will be in the center circle for the Wildcats to be the starting pitcher. Take a look at the junior from Florida, Leah Meyer, getting the start today. 2-6 on the season, just an 8.43 ERA. What are the Wildcats looking for her in this start?
Well, I think just to control the zone. You can see down there at the bottom, 40 strikeouts to 41 walks. If she can continue to rack up those strikeouts without walking too many batters, having a command of the strike zone will help get that whip down, help get that ERA down, and maybe get a win in the win column for the Wildcats.
Meyer's going to be looking to throw strikes. This Red Raider lineup will put the ball in play. Wildcats will be relying on good defense to get them back in the dugout and try to see if they can score any runs against this Red Raider team. These two teams have played before earlier this season. The Red Raiders shut out the Wildcats 24-0. It was a part of a tournament. ACU are going to be looking to better themselves since then. It's a totally different team, though. That was early in the year. Both these teams have grown so much. And now as they both get into conference play, of course, Red Raiders right there in the thick of it. ACU just now beginning. They've played 3 conference games and more to come throughout the rest of the season. Two very different teams than they saw play each other back earlier in the year.
This is the team in ACU who beat a Power 4 school who's received votes the entire year in Utah in a 9-4 win to wrap up a series. They're capable, just need to play their best softball if they want to do so.
There's Maya Davis in the box for the Red Raiders. Takes ball 1 outside. Davis from Lovelady, Texas, the senior, batting .468. You're going to hear some high numbers for the batting averages here today for this entire lineup. 7 home runs on the year for Davis. Meyer wind up. This ball grounded up the middle and through the infield for a leadoff single to get things started for the Red Raiders here today.
A really nice approach there from Maya Davis. This is obviously someone who's quite a bit of pop, but a really nice approach, just taking the ball up the middle in the leadoff spot. Your job is to get on base, especially to start a game. She does just that, sets the lineup up behind her.
Ball middle, taking it right back where it was pitched from. And on with the leadoff single. Brings up Caitlin Terry. Terry 4th in the nation in batting average, batting over 500. Tall, open stance on the left side. Pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 the count to Caitlin Terry, the junior from Glendale, Arizona. Last game in a home run against Iowa State. Meyer gets her sign. Here's the wind up, the pitch. Runner goes, throw down to second, and sliding in safely just in time is Davis.
It's a pretty solid throw there from Lacina. Almost got her, and then Davis almost overslid the bag here as we take another look at it. Lacina from her knees, just a tad late.
That's Davis's 28th stolen base of the year. She's 2nd in the nation in stolen bases. Last year had just 27, and that swipe right there has her beating her mark from just a season ago. We have a 1-2 count now to Caitlin Terry. Nobody out, runner in scoring position. There's the 1-2 pitch. This one flared just past the infield behind second base. Runner will hold at third, put runners on the corners. Coach Glasgow was sending Davis, but she chose to hold her position over at third and nobody out.
Once again, this Red Raider team knowing what they got to do, just taking the ball right where it's pitched. I'm not sure that one was a strike on the inside corner. She took it right back up the middle, and now they're cooking here with nobody out.
Now Mia Williams, our impact player for today's game. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Runner goes, throw down to second. Coming right back to the plate, diving around the tag is Davis, and she scores the first run of the ball game to put the Red Raiders up 1-0.
Yeah, just a classic trick there. You steal second base, you come home and steal a run. Perfectly executed. I think the right play if you're Lucina there is to go ahead and give them the bag at second. You pump the throw, see if maybe you can get Davis on a pick back to third. That didn't happen. Now the Wildcats are 1 in 25 when their opponent scores first. See, maybe they can change that trend, but Texas Tech 7-1, or 27-1, excuse me, when they score first.
A little surprised with Savannah Crocker, the shortstop. Her body language didn't really show that she was ready to throw it back to the dish. Kind of standing up tall on the bag, didn't really meet the ball to fire it back and give the Wildcats a chance at throwing that runner out at home. So Texas Tech scores the first run of the ball game. They have a 1-0 lead here with nobody out. A big swing here and popped foul behind the plate. Moves the count to 0-2. Mia Williams has the most total bases in the Big 12 with 99. Batting .456 on the season with 13 home runs. Behind in the count now 0-2. Meyer wind up the pitch and foul tipped straight back. Meyer saw two lefties start the game. This is her first right-handed hitter she's seen. The split's about even. She's given up an opposing batting average 367 versus lefties, 362 versus righties as the 0-2 pitch misses for ball one. Williams patient at the plate. Looking for a two-strike pitch to drive here. 1-2 the count. This one grounded, chopped to third base. Firing across the diamond for the out is Romero. And Terry able to take third on the throw. So a good job by Williams to advance the runner, but that is our first out of the inning.
Yeah, nice job. Put that one straight into the turf off the bat. The third baseman, Romero, had no choice but to get the out at first. With these baselines being shorter than in baseball, it's easier to go steal that extra base after a ground ball as opposed to on a baseball diamond.
Runner on third, one out. This pitch misses up and away for ball one. Jackie Liz the batter now for the Red Raiders. Liz, the senior, had a great series last weekend against Iowa State. Hit .818 over 3 games, only out twice in that series. Looking to stay hot here in the midweek. The 1-0 pitch. Grooved in there for a strike, 1-1.
The thing we said at the top of the broadcast that Leah Meyer needed to do is throw strikes. She's done an excellent job of that so far. Results will start to come as you pitch as well as she has so far in the early going.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Meyer. This one lined down the left field line, hooking foul, just stays fair. And a ground rule double will score the run. 2-0 Red Raiders from the RBI double from Jackie Liz.
That one inches inside the line there. Nice swing to keep it fair. A ground rule double. Red Raiders tack on their second run of the game.
Jackie Liz stays hot coming into Tuesday. Extends the Red Raider lead to 2. For Taylor Panel batting now. Meyer's first pitch to Panel, and there for a strike. Panel batting .375 on the season. Here's the wind up, the 1-0 pitch. Low and away, check swing, but she got a piece of it. Bounced into her, foul ball, 1-1 now the count. Runner on second, 1 out. This one foul to the right side. Just catching a piece of it was Panel. Trying to put the hitter away, 0-2.
Job of staying alive there from Panel. Looking to see another pitch. See if she can shorten up, maybe put something in play here.
Meyer looking for that put away pitch. Gets the sign. Here's the windup. This one bounced in. Good block. Runner goes. Thrown down to third. Catch the tag and sliding around that tag is Jackie Liz. She's safe at third.
Messina lets that one get away, but throws a strike down to third. Liz must have snuck in right ahead of it. Real time, I thought she might have been out. I think maybe the tag didn't get there quite in time. Close play.
Good slide. Sliding on the outside part of that base path. Tag had to go a long way as this pitch also misses low, the off speed. Evens things up at 2-2. Another opportunity here for the Red Raiders. Runner on third, less than 2. Taylor Panel in the box. 2-2 the count. Here's Meyer's pitch. This one lined to third base and tagging the base for the double play to end the inning. What a play by Emily Romero at the hot corner, and she stays hot as the Wildcats going to bat here in the bottom of the first, trail by 2 in Abilene. Back in Abilene, Texas, clear skies, beautiful weather for softball. The Red Raiders leading the Wildcats 2-0 as we move to the bottom of the first. It'll be ACU's first chance at the dish. Take a look at their lineup. Sienna Arguello will lead things off for the Wildcats, followed by Ari Maxwell and Emily Romero at the hot corner play at third base to win last inning. Elizabeth Schaefer bats cleanup, Jaden Dawson in the 5-hole, then Audrey Lucina, Savannah Crocker, Emerson Meggers, and then to wrap things up, it'll be Kiana Lapardo. Here's a look at the starting pitcher for today. Texas Tech will throw Caitlin Terry in the center circle. 13-0 the record, sub-2 ERA. Had a no-hitter earlier in the year, like Kaysen said. And she's kind of the number 2 punch to go along with Kennedy.
Yeah, really nice pitching staff, obviously, for this Texas Tech team. Southpaw coming in there. They threw back-to-back no-hitters. I mentioned Terry at the start. The next day, she came in and threw a no-hitter. The same, just really, really impressive stuff.
Arguello chops at that one, right back to the pitcher, who flips it over to first for out number 1. Sienna Arguello retired. Take a look at the defense behind Terry for the Red Raiders. Holloman, Davis, and Spearman will be
across the outfield. Taylor Panel, Haley Tony, Mia Williams, and Jackie Liz will lock down the infield, and behind the dish, catching Terry as a part of that battery will be Jasmine Burns. First pitch here to Ari Maxwell misses. 1-0 the count. Maxwell, our impact player for ACU. Batting .323 on the season. Leads the team in average, runs, hits, RBIs. Best hitter in this Wildcat lineup, now facing a 1-1 count.
Terry throws about 63 to 65. We don't have a radar gun on hand, but to translate that to baseball speeds, that's in the mid to high 90s. So these are not pitches that are typical of a college level. You don't see guys really throwing that at ACU's level in baseball, and then in softball, it's the same story. To throw in the upper mid 90s, that's a very, very tough task for these Wildcats.
After the swing and miss, Maxwell falls behind 1-2, takes timeout to talk to Coach Coons down on the third base line. Maxwell tied second in the Western Athletic Conference with 8 home runs. She's had 4 home runs in her last 10 games. Might take a big long ball for the Wildcats to stay in this one with the Red Raiders here today.
Yeah, she played really well in their last home game against UTA, that whole series, their first WAC series. They dropped 2 out of 3, but she was not the reason why.
Pitch misses, 2-2 now the count. It's Terry, the lefty for Texas Tech. Wildcats haven't seen a whole lot of lefties. As a team, just 29 at bats against Southpaws. Arguello 0 for 3. 2-2 pitch, swung at, missed, strike 3. And the second out of the inning, excuse me. Is Ari Maxwell going down on strikes.
Just, we were talking about that speed just a little bit early, just blows that one right by Maxwell. Didn't get her front foot down early enough. She's the second out of this first inning.
Bring up Emily Romero. Romero, the junior from Eastvale, California. And a great play to end that last half inning. Hot line drive right at her third base. A runner on third. She able to catch and then tag the base almost in one motion to get the double play. Faces an 0-1 count. Big wind up. Pitch fired in there for strike 2. Wind blowing about 16 miles an hour out towards right field out of the south. 0-2 pitch, swung at, missed, strike 3. 2 Ks for Caitlin Terry, and 3 up, 3 down for the Wildcats. We're through 1 here in Abilene. Texas Tech leads 2-0.
Yeah, where is the
Back here at Pauley Wells Field, take a look at the Abilene Christian head coach, Joe Coons, in her second season here ahead of the Wildcats. Brought ACU to the first WAC tournament since 2022, and Coach Coons trying to turn this program around and really do something. Here's a look at Jerry Glasgow, the Red Raider head coach, also in his second season. Had a lot of success last year and has his team rolling right now.
Yeah, he has never lost a conference series as a head coach. First at Louisiana, then to Texas Tech. I don't expect that to change this year in the Big 12. I mean, really one of the best softball coaches in the entire country.
63-0 in conference series dating back to his time at Louisiana. Really wild when you start thinking about it. As the first pitch here to Jasmine Burns, misses low and away for ball one. Jerry Glasgow came over to Texas Tech. Of course, we know the Red Raiders really started pouring into their softball program. Brought in some great talent, made it all the way to the College World Series as this ball grounded to third base. A nice play thrown across the diamond from Romero for out number one.
Another little nugget on Glasnow is he's 708 and 233 if you combine his assistant and head coaching wins. It's a 752 winning percentage. I mean, this guy is straight up a winner. Nothing can be said about it.
Got Texas Tech winning right now. Record at 34-2 coming into today's game. Here's Desiree Spearman at the plate. Spearman batting .387 on the season. Nobody on, one out. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. This one at the bottom of the zone just misses for ball two. One thing that really interests me about Coach Glasgow is he likes to mix things up. He's used 30 different lineups in 36 different games this season. He used 57 different lineups last year. Always mixing it up, trying to keep it fresh. But it seems like no matter what he does, it works.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a very deep team. Lots of talented players who are itching to just get a chance. And when you play a team like Abilene Christian coming into the midweek, you can mix things up. Your best hitters can get a day off until their weekend series. That one's in there for strike one. Just allow them to get a little bit of rest and have some of your underclassmen or your transfer seniors just to get a chance to get on the field.
One of the biggest things about Glasgow coming in and taking over was his emphasis on the long ball. Really made that a point of emphasis when putting together this roster specifically here for the 2026 season, as the 3-1 pitch misses low for ball four to Spearman. Let's rewind it now back to that top of the first with one out and a runner on third. This shot right here, smoked down the line. A nice play by Romero, catch and tag the bag for the double play. Into the inning and limited the damage of the Red Raiders. Now with one out and a runner on first, see Haley Toney. Runner starts to go, then retreats. Toney, the sophomore in the lineup, transfer originally from Magnolia, Texas. 2 for 3 with the long ball. Again, the long ball just has come more prevalent this season for the Red Raiders. 75 home runs this year, which is good for first in the conference, fourth in the nation. Here's a ground ball up the middle, stepped on the bag, thrown over for the 4-3 double play. Back-to-back innings with inning-ending double plays for the Wildcat defense. Keeps the lead at 2-0 for the Red Raiders. ACU coming up to bat when we come back on ESPN+. campus of Abilene Christian University. The Wildcats hosting the Texas Tech Red Raiders, ranked number 2 in the nation, and they're up 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Take a look at the Big 12 standings. There's Texas Tech sitting up top of the standings at 11-1. They're one loss to Arizona, who's right behind them at 9-3.
Yeah, it's a really good Big 12, obviously pretty top-heavy with Texas Tech and Arizona. Will both probably host a regional, and then Kansas, Oklahoma State, Baylor. It just gets a little bit worse as you go down, but that top 2 is just about as good as it gets in any conference across the country.
Arizona picked up a big win against the Red Raiders in Lubbock. That game won 9-0 in just 5 innings, but then the Red Raiders responded in a big way with a couple of run roll victories of their own in games 2 and 3. Elizabeth Schaefer will get things started for the Wildcats. It was 3 up, 3 down for ACU last time up with 2 strikeouts. Schaefer, 0-1 pitch, and therefore a strike, and 0-2 now the count.
Wildcats just way behind Terry's fastball. I don't know if a mental adjustment needs to be made. Almost try to anticipate the ball, but something's got to change.
Don't exactly know the numbers as far as velocity is concerned, but this is probably the hardest thrower they've seen all season. That pitch misses for a ball. Schaefer has had some success against lefties this season, 3 for 3. She checks swings and fouls that one off to stay alive, 1-2. Schaefer looking to stay perfect against southpaws. Batting a nice 307 on the year. She's 565 average when she leads off, but she goes down on strikes here, swinging and missing in a pitch low in the zone.
Yeah, went to a different pitch there, just kind of buried it a little bit. Maybe took something off of it, swung right over the top of it, maybe anticipating the fastball, but that's 3 straight strikeouts for the lefty.
Bring up Jaden Dawson. Dawson takes the first pitch there for strike 1. Batting .293 on the season. Freshman in this lineup from Murphy, Texas. There's a pitch, 0-1, misses on the outside. 1-1 the count.
While this ACU team only has 4 wins on the season, they have some really good young talent that over the next 3-4 years can start to develop. They could become a foe in the new UAC.
This pitch hit high down the right field line. Settling under it is Spearman, who makes the catch for out number 2.
Good job by Dawson there, making some solid contact. That ball getting pretty close to getting on that Lunsford trail over the right field wall there, but allowed out number 2.
Yeah, the wind is blowing out that direction a little bit, but just got in a little bit too much on the hands. Still behind the fastball of Caitlin Terry. She's retired the first 5 hitters in this Wildcat lineup. Here's a ground ball up the middle, and the first base hit of the game for ACU comes from Audrey Lucina. Lucina is aboard with 2 outs.
Yeah, nice swing there, doing exactly what Texas Tech did in that first inning, putting it right back where it came from. Just 1 hit in the matchup in Lubbock earlier in the year. Already matched that total. We're just here in the second inning. Maybe a different game for the Wildcats.
With 1 on, 2 outs, Savannah Crocker steps in the box, takes strike 1. Crocker, the freshman from Heath, Texas. Batting just 160 on the year. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes strike 2. Crocker continuing to see herself find opportunities to get her way in the lineup. Fouls this one off to stay alive.
That off speed is so nasty. You saw Crocker get her front foot down a whole second probably before the ball got there. Just got a piece of it to put it in play.
And she comes back here with a fastball. Just makes it look so much quicker after mixing up speeds. Here's the 0-2 pitch, blown by for strike 3. 2 more strikeouts in the inning, 4 total for Caitlin Terry. Wildcats get a runner aboard, but can't make anything of it. It's 2-0 Texas Tech through 2 here in Abilene, Texas.
The Red Raiders lead over Abilene Christian 2-0 right now, and that Red Raider team led by Najari Kennedy has quickly become one of the most valuable players in college softball. After transferring from Stanford University to Texas Tech, she reportedly signed the first 7-figure contract in college softball. Head coach Gary Glasso landed her just months after accepting the job by going all in, including recruiting calls from Patrick Mahomes, a fitting touch for Kennedy, who is a Kansan and a devoted fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. Kennedy then led Texas Tech to its first appearance in the Women's College World Series Finals before the Red Raiders fell to the University of Texas at Austin. Now in what feels like a revenge season, she is again producing in every phase of the game. On Friday, Kennedy became the first player to receive the AUSL Golden Ticket, officially placing her in the professional draft pool for the Athletes Unlimited Softball League. The announcement came from Mahomes in a video Friday night, a full circle moment for Kennedy. While the draft was already taking place, it will not air until May 4th, so she only knows that she will be playing in the AUSL. There's also an ACU connection. Joe Coons, head coach at Abilene Christian, serves as an assistant coach for the Talons, the league's inaugural champs. Whether it's as a teammate or as an opponent, it appears Kennedy and Coons will cross paths again. Guys, back to you.
Well, thanks, Josiah. 1-0 count here to Lauren Allred, the 9-hole hitter. 9-1-2 in this inning. Allred then back up to Davis and Terry. Pass things off, play-by-play here in the middle innings. Kason Higgins, take it away.
Thank you, Jaden. Allred batting .316 on the season. Lefty puts the 1-1 pitch, scorches it back up the middle. Nice play on one hop by the center fielder, Lepardo. But a leadoff single for the second time in 3 innings gets the Red Raiders cooking.
Yeah, and you really see this approach from the Red Raiders, sitting up the middle of the field. That's now their 3rd base hit. They had 2 to start the game back in the 1st inning, and then here, leading off the 3rd. 3 singles now from the Red Raider lineup. Right back up the middle, just a line drive right by the pitcher. And we're going to see a change here in the center circle for Coach Coons and the Wildcats, but it's been a good approach so far from Texas Tech.
Yeah, they've looked really good for a team that hit 75 home runs, 5th in the country so far, a program record. It's really nice to see them just go up the middle, take it easy, get some singles. Base hits will come and runs will come if you hit singles. Checking into the game for the Wildcats is Snipes. She gets to warm up. Well, Jaden, what can ACU do here in these latter half of the innings as we take a look at her, Sarah Byer, the 5'8" freshman from Chico, California? What can ACU do, maybe get back into this game and not necessarily win as they're huge underdogs, but just get back into this game and make it close?
Yeah, well, you've seen their defense and how much of an impact it has made here in the early part of this ball game. But they're going to turn it over to a freshman now, just making her 12th appearance of the year. And Snipes, she's going to have to try to make the barrels miss a little bit more of her pitches. Terry did a great job of, Meyer did a great job of throwing strikes, but like we said, just getting kind of barreled up the middle of the field. You're going to mix things up here and throw Snipes, someone that not a lot of teams have seen this year, just a little over 20 innings pitched. The ERA is high, 0-5 the record, but you really ignore that. She hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities. Really just a chance for Snipes to get some experience against a great lineup and a chance to mix things up and see if you can get these hitters off balance.
The last time ASU played 6 days ago against University of North Texas at North Texas, and Snipes came out along with Ella Beeman and threw an inning and 2/3 of scoreless ball. So she's clearly capable of throwing strikes and making good pitches against good teams. It'll be interesting to see what she can do against one of the best in the country. Some would argue the best team in the country.
Yeah, we expected to see this. We expected to see Coach Coons change pitchers after a couple of innings. Surprised to see Meyer come out for the third, but with a quick second inning, pitch count was only, she left the game with 34 total pitches, 22 strikes. Did a nice job of filling up the zone, but just a little too much contact from the starting pitcher.
Here's Maya Davis up again, the center fielder, 1 for 1, a stolen base and a run. Really made things happen with her legs in that first inning. 1-0 from Snipes. She squares to bunt. That one squirts over Lucina's glove. Getting a late jump over there at first, but still made it in plenty of time, is all red, and now a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
It's interesting seeing Lucina's catcher's mask and chest protector now with that red duct tape on it to show where that zone is for the pitcher.
That one's fouled back. Count moves to 1-2. Yeah, it's interesting. She changed from the blue tape in the first inning to the red tape in the second inning. Some on the helmet as well. Never seen that before. It's a interesting, maybe a mental thing for each pitcher. See a different color. I know where to throw this. So heading to count 1-2 here. Here's the pitch. Squares around to bunt. Must have pulled it back in time. Count evens at 2.
Talking about this Red Raider approach, staying up the middle of the field. The first 2 hitters that did that were both lefties, and really in this ballpark with the way the wind's blowing, if any lefty wanted to get up under the ball, it'd be really easy to get that one to fly out of the ballpark for a home run.
That one's popped up into foul territory. Romero giving chase, but it just about hits our camera over there on the third base side. We'll do 2-2 again.
It's a tough battle here between Snipes and Davis. A big at bat. Runner on second, nobody out. You'd love to get this out right here at the top of the order. Snipes is doing a great job. Not super great contact from Davis so far. Just 1 pitch away from putting her away.
Here's the 2-2. Snipes rocks and fires. That one's well outside. The 3-2. And a full count walk. We put 2 runners on with nobody out for the pitcher, Caitlin Terry.
Got to be careful here with Terry. Don't want to throw her anything too far over the plate. Even that inner half, she could easily extend this Red Raider lead by 3 runs.
6 homers on the season. First pitch. That one chopped on the ground. Second baseman has no play at all. An infield single. Loads the bases. Emerson Meggers didn't have much there at second base.
Now just to chop her up the middle. Meggers having to move to her right, make the backhand play, but the throw too far away. The speedy Davis getting to second base just in time. That was really going to be her only play once that ball was hit off the bat. But the shortstop in Crocker couldn't get there in time, and just a tough play all around. Now the base is loaded for the Red Raiders with nobody out.
Snipes in a bit of a jam here as that one gets through the infield. 1 run scores. Hitting the bag at third is Davis, and she'll score. A 2-run single doubles the lead for the Red Raiders. It's 4-0.
And Williams was just ready for this one. Looking for a first pitch fastball over the middle of the plate. That's exactly what she got. She jumped on it and took this one out to left field. Kind of rolled over it a little bit, but it was far enough in the 6-hole to get past Crocker and pick up that 2 RBI single.
Yeah, not her best swing, but it got the job done as First pitch is in there to Liz, 0-1.
Liz had a big RBI double in the first inning, looking to stay hot. Had a great series against Iowa State, like we mentioned, and she continues to be swinging a hot bat right now.
Red Raiders 6 for 10 in the early goings. The 0-1 just misses the outside corner, even at 1 apiece.
I really like how Snipes has been locating on that outer half, doing a really good job of just throwing it off the black. These Red Raider hitters are going to have to think the other way if she continues to throw that pitch and execute it well.
The 1-1. That one high and gets past Lucina once again. Runners advance to second and third, and 2 people in scoring position with nobody out. We had compliments for the Wildcat defense, which tacked on 2 double plays, increasing their total to just 8 on the season. That's the second time a ball has gotten past Lucina to the backstop. That's free bases for the Red Raiders, something you really can't afford to the number 2 team in the country.
And now takes away another possibility of another double play.
At 2-1, slapped on the ground, past Dawson. 1 run is in. The throw to the plate, up the line. Williams scores, 2 more come across, and the lead is 6 for Texas Tech.
Well, and that right there is why a pass ball hurts you. Well, slapped out the other way, like I mentioned, they need to think about doing. She does exactly that, but now able to score 2 runs with runners on second and third as opposed to first and second. Good job by Lucina to come get that ball and take away the opportunity for Liz to take second base.
Now visit here at the mound. Snipes has not recorded an out.
Yeah, we can close the book on Meyer now. She threw 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk. 34 total pitches, 22 strikes. Not a bad outing, though, for the starting pitcher in Meyer. Some good experience for her in this ballgame.
Yeah, and I think the reason she got pulled so early is because I think the plan was for her to face the lineup once, the second time through and the third time through. The more you face a lineup, the better they are going to be against you. I think she was as effective as she was going to be today, played her role, and now Snipes has to come in and get these outs. Bring up Panel, the junior, 0 for 1. She hits that one on the ground to third baseman Romero. She'll file it on to first, and there's 1 away here in the 3rd inning.
Well, Romero's made some great plays already today. She's seen quite a bit of action so far in the first 3 innings. This one's a chopper that she comes and attacks, gets the short up just at the right time, throws it on the run. A great play from the third baseman. She's looked impressive here today on the defensive side.
Yeah, especially on this turf, those short hops can really sneak up on you. Made a nice play there for a quick out number 1. Snipes fires and deals strike 1 to Jasmine Burns. Grounded out to the third baseman her first time up. 0-1. That one's down and away. Count evens at 1.
Snipes really working all parts of the plate, inside, outside. Focused on throwing it down in the zone, trying to induce a ground ball. Exactly what she needs to do.
She's done a good job, just hasn't found the results with it. That one's popped up foul behind the stands, 1 and 2. If you think about the hits that Tech has gotten, besides that 1 double down the left field line, it's been a whole lot of ground balls. Some of them have just found holes, and that's kind of the way the sport works. But the game plan has worked, but it's gone in Texas Tech's favor.
And now look at the flag. The wind has really picked up here and kind of shifted more out of the southwest, so it's blowing from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole, so anything in the air to left field might be an out.
Another nice play by ACU. The throw on to first. Looks like an out. The throw back to third was not in time. Liz gains a base on the out, but another nice play by this ACU defense.
Yeah, it's good base running, but like you said, a great job by Savannah Crocker to come and attack that ball and throw it on the run. That was a high chopping ball, even more so than the one we saw before to Romero. And a nice play for out number 2.
So 2 away here in the third. Runner on third. First pitch is low to Spearman. Spearman walked her first time up, batting .381 on the season, slugging .889 with an OPS over 1,400. The 1-0. That one well inside, gets past Lucina. Liz thought about coming home, but that one didn't get away far enough, and the count moves to 2-0.
Good hustle there by Lucina. Which was inside, kind of kicked it that way towards the ACU dugout, but nice hustle to get over there and keep her eyes on the runner and prevent Liz from being able to come home.
Snipes gets the call on her wrist, rocks and fires. Right on the outside corner, it's 2-1.
Again, just doing a really good job of locating it away from the hitter. Right now, Spearman needs to think about going the other way. Something out in the right center field. Nice, easy 2-out RBI base hit.
Runner on third, 2 outs, 4 across in the inning so far. That one just misses. The count moves to 3-1.
Gotta be careful here. Don't want to groove a fastball too much in the wheelhouse for Spearman. You got 8-9 hitters coming up with a couple of open bases. Don't want to give her something too good to hit. Walking her would not be the worst thing in this case.
The 3-1 for Melissa Snipes. That one's low, and just like Jaden said, a walk, not the end of the world. That'll bring up Haley Toney. Sophomore, 0 for 1 on the day.
Yeah, and going back to this last pitch, I really like it here. It's low in the zone, so if she does offer at it, it'll be most likely a ground ball.
First pitch to the sophomore. That one up and out. 1-0. Haley Toney 0 for 1 with the ground out. It was a unassisted 4, then 3 double play. One of 2 double plays for ACU. Just a team that turned 6 all year coming in. The 1-0. That one down and away. The throw down to second. Looks like they're going to get him again with the throw home. Another run scores for Texas Tech, and the lead increases to 7.
Once again, the double steal, first and third situation. This time they try to get the runner out at second, but too much speed from Spearman, and she slides in safely, and another run for the Red Raiders.
Now base is clear. Or excuse me, runner on second. That one's inside. I don't understand the strategy throwing down to second there. Is there?
Well, with 2 outs, if you can get the runner out, then the inning's over. You don't even worry about the run. But it was a really nice jump and good speed from Spearman, so she was able to get in under the tag and extend that lead for the Red Raiders.
It's a 3-0. That one's fouled back. Do you think that's more of a call that Lucina's making or that head coach Coons is making?
I wasn't watching carefully enough. It's probably a call from the dugout in a first and third situation. You saw the first time where the shortstop cut it off and decided to throw it back to the plate. I was a little unimpressed with the anticipation that came from it, so this time they let it go all the way through and try to get the tag there, but the throw just a little late, but the right idea.
Snipes calls time. Scoring position. Tech looking to add their 6th run of the inning on the board. 3-1. That one's chopped and moves foul. Lucina throws it down to first for good measure, but count will run full. It's 3-2.
Big payoff pitch here now coming from Melissa Snipes. It's the 9th batter of the inning. Lauren Allred on deck. She led things off with a single up the middle.
Full count, runner on second. Here's the pitch. That one grooved out into right center field. Kiss it goodbye. Off the top of the netting. Haley Toney with an absolute bomb to right center field, and the lead is up to 9. What a swing.
Yeah, Kason, and like I said, the wind picking up a little bit here in Abilene, blowing out to right field. I've been waiting for a lefty to get one on the inside corner, and that right there was the perfect pitch for Haley Toney to drive that one, hit the net probably about 3/4 of the way up, bounced back into the field, and a nice long ball there from the Red Raiders, continuing to add on to that program record of home runs in a season.
Number 76 on the year. I'm not sure she needed a mile an hour of wind to get that one out. That one was crushed. That one's down and away from Snipes, 1-0. That'll bring up an all red. It's 1 for 1. Led off the inning with that single. The 1-0 just outside. 2-0. Tech is batted around, the 10th batter of the inning. 7 runs across. Bases clear. It's a chance for Snipes. Settle down, get this last out. Get your offense back on the field, the 2-0. That one slapped on the ground to the second baseman, Meggers. She'll fire it on to Dawson at first, and the inning is over. But the Texas Tech Red Raiders put up 7 runs in the inning. 9-0 is the lead. Welcome back in to Abilene, Texas, here on the campus of Abilene Christian University. Texas Tech up 9-0 after 2.5. Let's take a look at the WAC standings. California Baptist, the winners of both women's and men's basketball for the conference, atop of the softball conference. UT Arlington, Utah Tech, Utah Valley, Southern Utah, and then the team picked to finish number 1, Tarleton State, right there at the bottom with Abilene Christian.
Yeah, and both the Texans and the Wildcats have only played just 3 conference games so far. They'll meet each other this weekend. 2 games on April 3rd and 1 on April 4th for the 3-game series. More WAC play coming up throughout the rest of the season, each weekend now, for both the Wildcats and the Texans.
0-1 the count to Emerson Meggers. 0 for 2, game against UNT. That one floats in high, count even at 1. 1-1 from Terry. That one fouled back. Smack Burns right in the mask. She seems unfazed. And if there wasn't a net right here, I'd have myself a souvenir.
Would you have caught it, or would the bloody nose be the souvenir?
Both count, yeah, don't they? Terry puts the ball at her hip, fires and blows that one right by Meggers. Another strikeout for Terry, her 5th of the day. And there's one away here in the inning.
Yeah, Terry's looked really good. Just the velo too much for this Wildcat lineup to handle so far. This one at the top of the zone, rising up towards the shoulders, hard to lay off of. Meggers trying to catch up to it, but behind it for out 1.
Pardo takes that one for strike 1. Slap hitter, trying to hit the ball as she starts to run down to first base. Went 0 for 3 her last time up. That went in there for strike 2.
Biggest thing about Terry, she's throwing that fastball early in counts to get ahead. We've seen a lot of 0-2s and 1-2 counts, and then you'll see that off speed change up low and away from a hitter. Just demoralizing.
0-2. That one slapped, but right on the ground to the captain, Haley Toney. 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Yeah, even if she doesn't throw that off-speed pitch for a strike, your timing is so off that your front foot gets down super early. We saw it with Schaefer in the 2nd inning. Wildcats just have no answer. That'll flip the lineup over for Argio. 0 for 1. She fouls that one back. Hit the ball right back to Caitlin Terry. Start us off in the bottom of that 1st inning.
Argio was having a great couple of weeks stretch there. Not too long ago, she had 4 straight multi-hit games. That streak ended in the Wildcats' last time out against North Texas. It's been a while since ACU's played a game. They didn't have a series this past weekend, so their last game was a midweek on the 25th, a 5-3 loss against the Mean Green over at North Texas. No weekend series for them last weekend, so got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, and now Texas Tech here this afternoon. Tarleton State back into conference play here on Easter weekend.
0-2. Swing and a miss from Argio, and that will retire the side. Terry goes 1-2-3 here in the 3rd. We'll head to the 4th. Red Raiders up 9-0.
(9-0) over ACU currently. You just saw Terry come out. KT Terry, as her teammates call her. The Red Raiders come in as only one of the 2 teams in the country with a team batting average over 400. The forefront of that hitting success has been KT Terry, who has been one of the team's best players through the first 36 games of the season. She's also at a .534 batting average coming in today, which is 4th best in the country. The thing is, she doesn't just hit. Her pitching has been as impressive as well as we saw today. In addition to her offense, she has a 1.86 ERA, a perfect 13-0 record from the circle. That will be 14-0 if this score stands. She provides value from both sides, making her one of the clear superstars of this Red Raider team through the first 36 games of the year. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Josiah. Not just a superstar on this team, a superstar of the country. New pitcher, Kea Valle, fires at strike 1. What can you tell us about her, Jaden?
Yeah, Valle, just another pitcher for the Wildcats with less than 30 innings pitched. Her and Snipes both fall into that category, but a chance to just get more experience here in the center circle against a great lineup. We expected Coach Coons to mix it up with the pitching staff. We'll see 3 or 4 pitchers here this afternoon, and now our 3rd one makes their appearance in this ball game and is ahead in the count 0-2 to the leadoff batter.
It's tough to get it ahead 0-2 on Davis here, their center fielder. She's 1 for 1 with a walk. She'll check her swing, but it's down and away. Did not go. It's 1-2.
Valle has had more success against lefties this season than righties. 395 average against her when a righty hits. Just 286 though for lefties. Bids well for the top of the lineup here for the Red Raiders.
1-2 in the right-handed batter's box. Count evens at 2 apiece.
Did a great job to get ahead in the count 0-2. If you're Valle, you got to make sure you don't lose her. It's okay to throw it off the zone a little bit, but you'd love to see her get a chase for a swing and miss.
2-2. That one on the ground to the first baseman. Goes just foul though, and we'll do 2-2 again.
And that's just as good as a swing and miss. You don't have to have a strikeout, a weak contact, get in on the hands of Davis, and a weak ground ball to first base. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, that rolled just foul. Davis stays alive and continuing to foul pitches off and be really disciplined with the strike zone. She's having a good at bat.
2-2. That one well high, and the count runs full. It's a nice job working the count back from Davis. Down 0-2, now ahead in the count 3-2. Looking for her second walk of the game. Got the average up to 472. Full count pitch. That one well inside, and Davis takes her second free base of the game. 11 walks to just 8 strikeouts for her. Let's take a look at Micaiah Valle, a 9.95 ERA, 25 and a third innings, 10 strikeouts to 24 walks, 25 walks now. She issue one there. Here's Terry. She hits that one on the ground. Dawson will step on first. No play at second, but one pitch. And an out there for Valle.
Nice job there to get a really good hitter in Terry. Hit a weak ground ball to the right side. The runner was going on the pitch. So, of course, no play at second base. Take a look there. You see in the bullpen for the Red Raiders, Nigeri Kennedy warming up, possibly coming into this game next half inning.
She's just 10 strikeouts away from 1,000 on her career. Would be kind of crazy for her to get 10. This game would have to go a lot farther than we think, but a 1.35 ERA. The 1-0. That one just out. 2-0. Over there at second, Davis already a stolen base in this game. 29 stolen bases to just 4 caught stealings. In her season, that's good for an 88%. 2 O's popped up. Looks like on the infield, Meggers will call off the shortstop, Crocker. And 2 away here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, good communication there by the middle infielder. Originally, that ball did look like the best player to make the play was Crocker, the shortstop, but with the wind blowing out to right field, blew it over on the other side of the infield, and a nice job by Meggers calling her off and making the grab for out number 2.
Comes Jackie Liz, 2 for 2 today. With that scorching double down the left field line as that one's in there for strike 1. Also singled and scored. 3 RBI on the game for her.
And her second at bat was a 2 RBI single, smoked up the middle of the field. Probably the highest exit velocity we've seen all day, even more so than the big home run.
Quickly behind in the count here, 0-2. It's one of the better hitters in this lineup, batting cleanup. Valle gets the signal, fires, well low, 1-2.
Valle's doing a great job of getting ahead in the count. She's put up back-to-back quick outs from 2 and 3 hitters in this Red Raider lineup. Now facing the cleanup hitter, 1 and 2 the count. Just continue to work low and away. Try to see if you can get weak contact, ground ball maybe.
1-2. That one low again. The idea is there, the execution, it's not quite, but you have 4 balls to work with when you get ahead in the count 0-2. Be interesting to see what she does here on 2-2.
Yeah, very similar approach as to how she pitched Maya Davis. Just The pitches off the zone aren't quite looking like strikes for long enough.
2-2. That one just misses. Liz was hesitant on that one too, but the count runs full.
So Red Raider lineup really disciplined. They know the strike zone very well. Don't swing a lot of pitches outside of that zone. I'm very impressed with their takes here today.
3-2. That one low again, 4 straight balls. The throw down to third and plenty of time. What a throw and tag from Lucina and Romero. We will head to break. Raiders go scoreless here in the 4th. Still 9-0. Back here, here's a look at downtown Abilene. Red Raiders up 9-0. Caitlin Terry is still on the mound, but let's take a look at some statistics for the Wildcats. Ari Maxwell and Sienna Argio, what can you tell us about them, JD?
Yeah, this is the leadoff hitter and the 2-hole hitter for the Wildcats. They've provided the most amount of pop for this ACU team, and they're going to have to play really big at the top of the order in order for the Wildcats to make a splash in conference play coming up.
Maxwell third in the WAC with those 8 homers. Really good power. First pitch to her. About shoulder high, 1-0. Zuri Kennedy, has been warming a while in that bullpen. The 1-0, that one's slapped out into short center field, and it bounces over the right fielder's head. Maxwell will have extra bases, and a seeing eye bloop. It's the Wildcats their first extra base hit of the day.
Yeah, that's going to go as a double. This one off the end of the bat. Calling for the blow was Mia Williams, but she couldn't get back to it in time. The wind just continuing to push it behind her even more. It took a big hop over the right fielder Spearman's head. So just like that, Maxwell able to get on second with a leadoff double.
Nice swing there. 17-mile-an-hour wind. It was 16 when we opened. It's only picked up more to that right field fences. That one's fouled off, 0-1.
And the wind's pretty gusty. It's come and gone. I've been watching the flag out in left field, and it's settled throughout a couple half innings, but most of the time it's blowing pretty strong out towards right field.
0-1. That one just misses. Count evens. Romero 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Really just never caught up to Terry's fastballs. Her first plate appearance, a chance to get the Wildcats on the board. 1-1. That one high.
Yeah, and Kennedy's in the bullpen right now. If she does come in this ball game, either this inning or next, the fastball's not going to be a whole lot slower, if any. And the Wildcats are going to continue to have to get the foot down early and get the hands there in time to be able to make something happen.
2-1. Big swing and a miss from Romero.
That looked better from Romero. She's a little bit more on time, just slightly behind the pitch. Wouldn't be surprised if we see that off speed go away in the zone here.
2-2, Maxwell on second. Gets a piece of it. On the velocity standpoint, not only will it not get slower, it might get faster. I mean, these are two of the best pitchers in all of college softball. ECU's got to see them for 5 innings here in the midweek showdown. 2-2. That one slapped on the ground, up the middle, base hit. Maxwell hits the bag at third, decides to stop. Probably a good decision. Good throw from Davis in center field, but 2 base hits to start off the 4th inning, and the Wildcats are cooking here.
Yeah, nice hit right up the middle of the field with 2 strikes. Good approach there. She finally caught up to it. Good job by Romero. Coach Coons holds Maxwell at third, put runners on the corners here with nobody out. For the big hitting Elizabeth Schaefer. Chance to do some damage here for the Wildcats.
Schaefer batting .303. Just gets a piece of it there. 0-1. Nine extra base hits on the season for her. 0-1 is the count. Terry rocks and fires. Floats one in there. Really nice change of speed. It's 0-2.
Continuing to pound that strike zone is Terry. Now Schaefer behind the count, 0-2. She's going to do a job to get this runner in.
0-2, blew it right past her. One away here in the bottom of the 4th. Another look at that fastball, perfectly located up and out. No chance there. Dawson pops that one up. Foul, it's 0-1.
Got a barrel on that pitch, just behind it a little bit. Fouled it off to the right side. Dawson needs to do a job here. Runner on third, less than 2 outs. The ball on the ground, up the middle of the field somewhere, or any kind of pop fly strong enough out halfway and deeper in the outfield.
0-1, another pop-up. That one not hit as well. 0-2. A little bit of cheering. I think we had a play made in the stands.
Don't expect to see Romero run here over at first base. She's just 1 stolen base attempt on the season. She was caught.
0-2. Another one pop foul. Dawson just staying alive.
And Terry continuing to work the top of the strike zone. Dawson just underneath it, fouling it off behind the plate, out into the stands.
Terry just about to throw her 49th pitch of the day. Here it is. That one popped out. Left field, but that should score the run. Maxwell will touch home plate, and the Wildcats score their first run of the season against the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
And a nice job by Dawson, just staying with it, continuing to see pitches at the top of the strike zone. This time she finally got up to it, flew it out. Nice easy fly ball to left field to score the run on the sac fly, and the Wildcats are on the board.
Yeah, not sure Terry even thought that Dawson could make contact with that one. She kept climbing the ladder more and more. Dawson kept getting to it, put it out into the outfield, and the Wildcats score here in the bottom of the 4th. That'll bring up Audrey Lucina, the catcher, batting .340. Got the Wildcats' first hit of the game. She fouls that one back. 0-1.
Yeah, Lucina took a fastball, ground ball through the middle of the infield. First hit of the day for the Wildcats back in the 2nd inning.
0-1. Floats that one in there. Really nice job of stealing a strike there with the off-speed pitch.
We've seen her do it many times, especially in this inning. Fastball for strike 1, off-speed for strike 2. This time goes back to the off-speed, but misses in the turf for ball 1.
Well, as good as her fastball has been, I'd argue that her off-speed has been her best pitch today. Really just mixing it well, keeping hitters off balance as the 1-2 way past Lucina. And a strikeout ends the inning here in the bottom of the 4th. But the Wildcats get a run and get on the board. Red Raiders lead 9-1. We head to the 5th inning.
9-1 with the Red Raiders leading over the Wildcats currently. As we look forward to ACU's upcoming schedule, ACU will head off onto the road to face Tarleton State this week in a series that head coach Joe Coons described as a rivalry weekend. The Texans were picked to finish last in the WAC preseason poll, but dropped 2 of 3 to fellow conference member UT Arlington, who ACU also went 1 for 2 against. The result of a common opponent matchup poses the question of what this weekend will look like. When asked about the perceived rankings, Coach Coons made it clear that she doesn't put much stock in the preseason polls. She said, ultimately, at the end of the year, our goal is to be playing on May 9th in the championship game of the WAC tournament. For Coons and her Wildcat squad, this weekend will be the next step towards achieving that goal. Guys, it's all yours.
Thank you, Josiah. Wildcats playing better ball as of late. IA misses 1-0, and I'll hand it off to Jaden West for the rest of the way.
Well, thanks, Kaysen. It's Taylor Panel in the box now. 0 for 2. Both outs coming on balls pulled down the third base line. A line out to the third baseman and a ground out. Same side. Heading the count, though, 2-0. Kayla Valle still in the center circle. This one lined out into left center field. It'll fall short of the left fielder, in for a leadoff single. And the leadoff man aboard for the Red Raiders.
I'll tell you what, that's the 9th hit of the day for the Red Raiders. That's the first of its kind we've seen from them. It's been a lot of ground balls. You had that abnormal double down the left field line in the first inning, and that absolute moonshot of a home run. It's the first time they've gotten the ball into the gap, and that's a plus for the Wildcat pitching. They've kept the ball low on most occasions, but a leadoff single here in the 5th.
Yeah, now we're going to see a pinch hitter come into the game now for the Red Raiders. Nigeri Kennedy will have an at-bat here, in for Jasmine Burns. It's a big ovation from the crowd as she steps in the box. Kennedy just 22 at-bats on the season, 5 hits, swings the first pitch. Fly ball moving into foul territory right in front of the dugout of the Red Raiders. Making the grab is Jaden Dawson for out number 1. And 1 pitch to Kennedy and 1 out.
Well, the Wildcats defense has just been really good today. That one, not as much of a difficult play as they've had to make. That's tough with the sun setting. The sun's right in your eyes. Just a nice job keeping your pitcher. When they give you a free out like that, you have to take it.
Now Desiree Spearman in the box. Takes first pitch up and in for ball 1. Panel's over at first. 7 stolen bases on the season. Spearman, 2 walks and a stolen base today, so scored a pair of runs. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike from Valle.
Well, that's the exact pitch that Terry's been executing all day. The fastball up and the way. The Wildcats have not been able to get their bat to it. Spearman takes it here. It's a very effective pitch. Nice job by Valle.
Valle was effective in the 4th, facing the top of the Red Raider lineup, putting up a scoreless inning in the top of the 4th. Now here in the 5th, 1-on-1 out and a 1-2 count. Texas Tech leads 9-1 here in the 5th. The 1-2 pitch. This one flied out to right field, going back towards the wall, and making the catch is Ari Maxwell. Nice job of tracking that one. It stayed in the park, and out number 2 is made.
Well, just we were talking about the wind. Last inning, it died down a little bit. I think with the wind of the bottom of the 4th, that's probably a home run, but it dies right there at the track 2 away here in the 5th inning.
Nice catch. Tailing backwards on the warning track to make that grab. Now 2 outs for Haley Toney. Toney had the big 2-run home run out to right field just 2 innings ago. So the first pitch there, off the plate on the outside, trying to pitch away from Toney here. This one bounces in the dirt. Nice block by Lucina to keep the runner at first.
Yeah, Lucina's had a couple defensive mislapses today. That was not one of them. An excellent play with a tough ball. You see go through the legs or underneath the glove a lot. Really nice play.
Pitch grooved in there for a strike. 2-1 now the count. Wildcats have seen some tough competition. Tonight, the 6th game this year against a top 25 opponent. Last year, they played 11 games against ranked teams. Wildcats still winless in the Division I era against ranked teams. This one chopped to first base. Tagging the runner is Dawson for out number 3. Another scoreless inning for the Red Raiders. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Wildcats coming up the bat, trailing by 8 to Texas Tech here in Abilene. Back in Abilene, Texas, the Red Raiders lead the Wildcats 9-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. In the Wildcat lineup, we'll see a new pitcher in the center circle for the Red Raiders. Ishari Kennedy, high-flying fastball, gets the nod here in the 5th. Of course, the record 13-2, a 1.35 ERA, and it's the best pitcher in Division I softball. And the Wildcats see her for a 2nd time this season. Already saw her once.
She threw a 5-inning one-hitter against them last time up. If you thought that Terry had a good fastball, she does. Kennedy has an even better one that tops out at 75 miles an hour, 2-tick underneath the record all-time. It's equivalent to about 110 mile an hour fastball in baseball, obviously. Loose calculations, different ball, all sorts of things. Still absolutely insane.
First pitch of the evening is low to Lauren Allred. Allred batting the 9-hole. It'll flip back up to the top of the order. Actually, check that. We have a pinch hitter, Ornalis, in the ballgame. Valerie Ornalis, the senior from Madera, California. Transfer from UT Arlington. Takes ball 2, 2-1 the count.
She followed Coach Coons over from UTA, where Coach Coons was an assistant for many years. Followed her to Abilene Christian, and a key part of this team's success.
Yeah, Nicole Story made an unplanned return to softball over just this past Christmas break after receiving a medical redshirt back from 2022. She spent last fall here at ACU, but as a GA for the women's soccer team. She took 3 years off of playing softball as this one gets in on her hands. Check swing, that could not have felt good. Ornalis, like you said, has spent 4 consecutive seasons with Coach Coons. 2 of those at UT Arlington, and then this one her 2nd year now at ACU.
Yeah, no batting gloves for her either, so that one getting up on her hands could have caused some damage. Lucky it did not.
She faces a 2-2 count. The pitch swung at and missed, strike 3. First batter Kennedy sees is retired via the strikeout. And now 1 out in the inning. Here's a look at the Red Raiders' schedule coming up. They get right back to conference play. At home against BYU this weekend, then on the road playing a couple of Utah schools. And then a doubleheader against UTEP. Been good this year, just lost the 1 conference game to Arizona. Lost earlier in the season to Nebraska. Those are the 2 losses. Record at 34-2 for the Red Raiders. Looking to get back to Oklahoma City in the College World Series where they were last year. And a big part of that success was from this pitcher right here in Kennedy.
Yeah, they beat a good Texas A&M team, a good Florida State team, a good FAU team, lost by 1 run to Nebraska. I mean, this team is right where they were last year. It'd be really fun to see 1 and 2 play again, but I'm sure whoever makes it to that softball World Series will be an incredible series to watch.
This one foul tipped for strike 2.
It's also nice to see a little bit of parity in college softball. For so many years, it was just Oklahoma. There was nobody else had any chance. It felt like every year came in, Oklahoma was going to win. Who was going to get second? That was the question. Well, these past couple years with NIL starting to come in, Texas Tech, we know in football has a huge NIL budget. It's been passed down throughout all their sports. And so we're starting to see other teams starting to make a comeback in softball.
2-2 pitch blown by Meggers for strike number 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kennedy. And Kason, I would argue that this Texas Tech team is even more dominating than last season. The Red Raiders are already up to 23 run rule victories this season. The program record was 20. They had 14 last year, but they've really been dominating, especially the offensive side of things. Has really tacked on, along with the success that Kennedy's had as a pitcher. But not just Kennedy in the center circle either. Caitlin Terry's been good. Samantha Lincoln's been really good for the Red Raiders as well. And this team sits atop of the rankings at number 2. And they'll be looking to take over and get that number 1 spot by the end of the year.
They would be the clear number 1 team if Texas also wasn't having a historic season. Softball runs through Texas this season.
Slapped foul in the 0-2 count. It remains here for Kiana Lepardo. Lepardo 0 for 1, grounded out to short in her last time up. Nobody on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 strikes. She slaps it foul once again and stays alive. Here with an 8-run lead in the 5th. The Red Raiders are just 1 out away from ending this one with the run rule. It would be their 24th run rule victory of the year. The windup from Kennedy, the pitch slapped, going foul, diving and not quite able to make the grab out of the glove of Logan Holloman, but a great attempt there, diving across the line. Just trying to make that catch.
Well, that would have been one heck of a way to end the game. Just barely gets out of her glove. But just one more strike is all ECU has to work with.
The windup, the pitch, in there looking, strike 3 to end the game. Nigeri Kennedy, 3 up, 3 down. She strikes out the side in the 5th to wrap this one up for the Red Raiders. They moved to 35-2 on the season. The Wildcats moved to 4-28, and Texas Tech stays hot now, winning 10 in a row and a perfect 10-0 on the road.
Yeah, really nice performance from Texas Tech. Didn't score as many runs as they did in Lubbock against this ACU team, but just had that one big 3rd inning. That's all they needed. ACU played a much better game today than they did in Lubbock, just allowing the 9 runs, getting the 3 hits. They pitched pretty well, had 3 shutout innings, but just that big 7th inning really allowed this one to get going for Texas Tech. 10 in a row now for the Red Raiders. They're really starting to get hot at the right time.
The Wildcats will be on the road this weekend to face Tarleton State in conference. Texas Tech will host BYU in a 3-game series. They continue conference play. And the Wildcats, they hung with the Red Raiders for a little bit, but a really nice job. Credit where credit's due. Michaela Valle did a great job in that center circle pitching for the Wildcats. She came in and threw innings 4 and 5 and only gave up 1 hit, no runs, just the 2 walks. A really nice job in relief there from Valle.
Absolutely, and starting the game off with Leah Meyer, she pitched well too. Just allowing those 3 runs, her and Valle were good. Snipes didn't have her sharpest stuff today, and that happens from time to time. I mean, lots of offensive firepower for Texas Tech all throughout the lineup. I mean, their worst hitters hitting 322. Just incredible. 2 for 2 for Jackie Liz, 2 for 3 for Caitlin Terry. Oh, and 4 great innings. Williams 1 for 3. Haley Toney 1 for 3 with that 2-run bomb to right center field. Just a really nice game.
Yeah, the winning pitcher is Caitlin Terry in today's ball game. She went 4 innings, 3 hits, gave up the 1 earned run, had 8 strikeouts. The fastball was flying. A total 11 strikeouts for this Red Raider pitching staff, 8 from Terry. And then, of course, Kennedy closing it out with the 3 strikeouts in a row to end this ball game. And the Red Raiders, a dominant performance once again. Their 24th run rule victory of the season. They continue to stay red hot at the plate, putting up 9 runs. They average 10 a game, and a great win for Texas Tech. Let's send it on down to Josiah Wannell. He's down there with the winning pitcher. Josiah, take it away.
Hey, thank you. I'm here with Haley Toney, talking about that home run that you had earlier in this game. You're in front of a sold-out crowd with lots of red. How did it feel to hit a home run in front of all of them?
It was insane. I was really just trying to get on base and try to do a job for my team, and I was not expecting it, but, I mean, it happened.
Okay, talk about the defense and the reliability that you have. No mistakes today. This is an incredible performance. What does it mean to have such a reliable defense with you?
Yeah, we're just trying to do it for our pitchers and have their back because we know how hard they're working. And, yeah, we're just trying to be behind them and let them trust us.
And then last of all, preparing for BYU this weekend, what are your thoughts going into that matchup and things that you want to work on as you move into that?
Yeah, I think we are just going to work on staying in our, staying in us and not let anything else get, too big, and just work on going over their pitchers and expecting to win.
Perfect. Thank you so much. They head back home to play BYU this weekend. Guys, back to you.
Well, thanks, Josiah. It's been a great evening at the ballpark. Take a look at our game summary. Texas Tech, 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Wildcats got the 1 run on 3 hits and no errors. All around, good softball being played here tonight.
Absolutely. No errors on either side. Like you mentioned, ACU had 2 the last time they went to Lubbock. ACU really only had that 1 bad inning. Of course, 7 runs is quite a lot. But all in all, ACU played a pretty solid softball game. And if they play a game like that against some of their conference opponents, that could really spell some trouble for the WAC.
Good game all around. ACU trending in the upward direction. Texas Tech continuing to stay hot throughout their season. This has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN+. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon from Josiah Wannell, Kason Higgins, the ACU TV crew. I'm Jaden West. Be safe, take care, and good night.